Hi, it's the 18th of January today, so it's something between 5 and 6 weeks since I've had any bread. I've stopped counting the days because it's permanent now. I can tell I've really gone past that feeling of opening the bread bin to make my kids sandwiches and salivating with desire. What's happened? Yeah, the other day I weighed myself, and the last time I weighed myself before that was just before I gave up bread at the beginning of December, and over December I was shocked to see I'd lost £6, and I really do put that down to not eating the bread. I was really quite shocked. And then yesterday I had to go, I needed to buy a new top. And the first shop I went into, I got my normal size, and I thought, well, I'll just try a smaller size. It won't really fit me. The smaller size fit me. I thought, oh, this is some fluke. So I went to a different shop. I did the same, and I was shocked to find out that the smaller size also fit me there. What's been really surprising is it was great. Obviously, it's great to be a smaller size, but it wasn't entirely comfortable. I've got very mixed feelings about this, and weight for me, my extra weight, has been a kind of a protection in lots and lots of different ways. And what's happening now that I'm losing the weight and it's permanent, I really have to, I know this sounds really odd, I really have to come to terms with it, because you know, in 2011, so that's sort of 18 months ago, I was losing weight. I had hypnotherapy, and I got to a certain point and I kind of freaked, and I put the weight back on again, and I felt very scared. So now, the first thing I thought when I realised this weight had come off and then I'm a smaller size, the first thing I thought is, oh, you shouldn't think that, you should just be happy, and you know, you've got to think positive. And then afterwards I thought, no, that's rubbish. You feel the way you feel. And I've got a great book here actually that I've been reading over Christmas. Here it is. It's called Wishcraft: How to Get What You Really Want, by a lady called Barbara Sher. Now this book, it's about 30 years old, and I just come across it. Someone recommended it to me, and it's great. It's really practical, so I'd recommend it if you've got a goal you want to achieve. It's great because it makes you do it. It takes you step by step, and it's really practical. But one of the things she says in this is it really annoys her the way that there's this kind of myth in society that you can only achieve anything if you're feeling good. And I believe in the law of attraction, for example, but a lot of people who believe in the law of attraction would, you know, they try and stamp on these negative feelings and say, oh, well, you'll make everything disastrous for yourself. And it was such a relief to hear someone say, look, it's okay to feel crap. You can still get these things done, anything you want to achieve. So what I've come to realise the last few days is that I really need to kind of grieve for my lost weight. And I think grief, if you think about it, it's a process of adapting. If somebody you love dies, you have to adapt to that. And when it's weight you've lost, even though that's a good thing, that weight had a function. And so there was certain positive aspects of what I've lost. So it is in its own very odd way like a grieving process and an adaptation process. And if I see it more as adapting rather than grieving, that's much more forward looking and helps me move into this new body shape that I've got. So yeah, journaling helps. I've been, as you can tell, I've journaled all these thoughts, and if you're in a similar position, get them down, because nobody's saying this stuff. You know, like I say, this one book gave me a clue to come to this conclusion that I've just said to you, but I've really had to kind of work it out myself. And none of these gurus that we love to read and talk about, and, you know, inspirational people. None of these can ever get into our head and work out the things that have motivated us, that have sabotaged us. And they can help, but we really have to kind of be our own motivational gurus and be our own experts. So that's rather, I've really gone off on one there, but it's true that when you're losing weight, it's a very inner, it's a very, you know, this is a life laundry for me. It's not about the weight, it's about everything. And that's one part of it. So, yeah. Well, I hope this has helped. And like I say, if you're trying to give up bread and you've been following these videos and you've, let's say, fallen off the wagon, you've just got to get back on again. You've just got to keep going with it and see it as a learning process. This is a skill that you need to develop. It's not some kind of race that you get to that your willpower will push you through. So I'll see you for the next video, and yeah, leave me your comments. I'd love to hear what you say. Cheers, bye.